In this game, we want the player to be moving around and getting close to a gate, and the gate will open as he gets close. And if he moves away, the gate will close. He could also go through the gate, and as he exits, the gate closes behind him. In this little program segment, we're going to have the player try to escape or enter through a gate. But the problem is the gate is closed, right? So what we're going to want to do is open up and close the gate depending on different circumstances. The first thing we want to do is we want to make the fortress, right? So the fortress is made out of these components, and you can just put them together, slide them together, give you a little time to do that, right? You have corners and everything. The other thing, I want to label this piece as a guardhouse. So it had a generic name, so let's give it a name. Also, there's this gate, the one I just clicked now. Let's rename that to and call it gate, right? That's the one that's going to go up and down. So just label it correctly, right? Okay, so why don't you get that done? So to get the gate moving up and down, we have to set up an animation. So I have the gate selected, and I'm going to go to the animation tab. If you don't have it, just go to Window, Animation. We have the gate selected, so what we want to do is we want to create an animation clip, right? I'm going to call this one gate up, right? So this will be the gate moving up, and we're going to add a property. This one is just a position property, right? And if you look at them, you have the X and Y, right? And right now you have two sets of what are these called again? Keyframes, right? Keyframes, two sets of keyframes, but they're both the same. There's no difference between them. What we would like to do is we like to change these right here. So we like to change these so the gate is up. So I'm going to move my time indicator to the right. See, so I'm over here, and I'm going to go to position Y, right? And I'm going to change it. So this is a little tricky. I'm going to go up by 11, you see? So up by 11, so that means, and it changed here too, right? So that means there should be an animation, you see? So this is between 0 in the Y and 11 in the Y, right? So if I play, there's the gate going up, right? Now it's looping. We'll fix that later. But anyway, that's the first animation. Okay, I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to make a second animation, right? So we're going to create new one, and we're going to call this one gate down. Okay, gate down, and again I have the gate selected, right? That's the one. I'm going to add a property, same property, and position. Again, we're going to add position. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to start at 11 and finish at 0, right? So we're going to select these, right? So I'm going to move to the left. So I'm at these now, and I want to start at 11. So I'm going to change this one to 11, right? And now there should be an animation going down. So that's our two animations, right? I'm going to go back to the project, and I'm going to, when you make an animation for an object like this, the program automatically makes what's called an animator, right? So this is the animator, see, and it puts those animations in here. And what we have to do is we have to now determine how to go between these states, right? So right now, the program says as soon as you enter the program, you're going to go to gate up. Okay, let's just test that out, right? So I'm going to go, and see, there it is, and it's looping also, right? So that's okay. I could fix that. If I go back to the project and I look at this one, I don't want it to loop. None of these to loop, right? So I'll test it again. So it should go straight up. There it is, straight up and stop. Okay, works nicely, but it's automatic right now. Let me go back to my animator and change this, right? So I'm going to change this. I'm going to break this, and I'm going to say go from here to here instead, and I should be able to delete this. Delete. It's really weird. Gate up, remove, Create substate, copy current state machine. It's really weird why delete doesn't work, right? Nothing works. Create state. Oh, I'm gonna make this the default state. Okay, so that did it, right? So now it's gonna go to gate down. Problem is it's already down, so I'm gonna raise it up a little bit, right? So I'm gonna raise it up. And also you have to watch the animation. The animation is gonna start at 11, so if I have this in the wrong position, it won't look right too, but anyway, let's just see it. See, it's a kind of a little jump, right? It's a jump from wherever I have it to 11, but that won't be a problem because the gate won't be up at the beginning, it'll be down. I'll just show you again what I mean. See how it jumped to 11 no matter where I put it, right? Because that's the animation. But it's okay. If we fix this correctly, the logic here, we won't have that problem. So to control this animation, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a transition between these two. So right click and make a transition. And the other thing is right now, this in the beginning goes directly to the gate down, which you really don't want, right, at the beginning, or gate up. We don't want it to do that. So we're going to make a new one called idle, make it empty, and I'm going to call this one idle. Oops, idle, right? And we're going to make this a default state, right? So we're going to make a transition from this to that and make this as a default. So that means it won't be doing any animation. And then we'll go from idle to gate down, and then we can go between these two. So idle basically is just nothing's happening, right? Okay. So how are we going to control these transitions? We're going to make a variable, a boolean. We're going to call it is open. Okay. So is open. And this is a true or false, so you can set it to true, set it to false. And we're going to use this variable to go between these two. So the first thing I'm going to click on this, I'm going to say, okay, what's the condition for us to go from idle? So in the beginning, this will be false, right? It's not open. So think about that. So we're in idle, and this is not open. And then we're going to change this, and we're going to say, okay, when open changes to true, when that variable changes to true, we'll go into, oops, I guess I got these wrong. I need to go gate up first, right? So I'm going to remove this one and make the transition to gate up. All right, so this is makes more sense. So we say, okay, we say when is open is true, we're going to go to gate up. All right, now, so we're going to change the condition on this to be when it's false. So when it's false, we're going to go down. And then we're going to go between these two, and we're going to say up, down, true, false, you know, between them. So this is the entry point, and then we go between these two. So is open. So let's check this. This is going to be true. This is going to be false, and then this is going to be true. So based on this variable, that's the sequence. So if I play the game, right, so nothing's happening, and if you notice over here, this is false, right? So it's stuck in idle. I want to make it true. So when I make it true, we go into the gate up state, as you see. It's hard to see because I'm jumping around a little bit here, right? But went up. Now I'm in this state, so I'm going to make it false. And you should see it go down. Well, it's hard to see, but it went down. And then we just simply play this game. But of course, I'm doing this now manually, which is not the way we want to do it. We want to do it with a script. So let's make the script. I already have one made, but I'm going to give it to you. So, or you can write it, but it's called Gate Controller. So you need to go to Create, and you need to say C#. Call it Gate Controller. I'm going to double click, and I'm going to open this up. And what we want to do is we want to trigger these events. We want to trigger here. We want to trigger these events with, on a collider, with a collider, right? So as you see, what we do is when you go into, when you trigger the event, enter, we want to change this to true. Remember, is open. And then when you exit, we want to change it to is open to false. So this should control the gate, right? So that's the script, right? I'm going to go back to the game. And the question is, where do we put the script? So to put the script, I'm going to make a empty object, an empty cube over here that the player will collide with. So I'm going to make a new game cube, right? A 3D object cube. There it is. It's actually kind of small. The first thing I'm going to do is make it a little larger. So let me see. Actually, it doesn't matter. We're going to make it an empty because we're not going to see it anyway. I should have made it an empty. Actually, I'll do that. It's an empty. So I'll do game object create empty. So you see, and I'm going to call this collider. So that's what the player will collide with. We're going to put the script on this, right? Gate controller, there it is. You see, script. And this is going to need the gate, so we have to put the gate on this. So I'm going to go to the and drag the gate over. So it needs the gate. There it is. Now, this needs a collider, so I'm going to add a collider. So I'm going to go to physics. Box collider is good. It's a little small though, so I'm going to make it a little bigger. So I'm going to increase, let's say, to, I forgot what the size was. Okay, let's start with 5. I want to make it big enough, you know, for the player to collide with, right? So 5. Let me take a look. So it could be a little bigger. Make it 7. Yeah, 7 is good. Okay, so you see it's a big box, and if I look at it from the top, we want the player, actually it's not that, oh, it's not that bad. We want the player to collide with this, open the door, and then exit to close the door. Make this a little larger. So I'm going to go with the Z a little bigger, so it looks like 12 might be good. So we have to play around with that. X12, okay. Y12, it's no. All right, so this looks pretty good. So the player comes in, collides, door opens, he exits, door closes, right? So that is the deal. So now we also have to make this a trigger. So let's test it out. I'm going to get the player, I'm going to get near, and I'm going to collide, right? And when I collide, door opens. There it is. When I exit, door closes. I could also go to the other side, right? So exit. There you go.